and welcome to the Nature of God in Nature. My name is Aguilera, and we have a very special program for you today. We travel to Cusco, Peru, where we will be visiting the ruins of Machu Picchu, something very special that we want to share with you today. Our starting point is right here in Cusco, which is the Incan capital of the ancient world. So why don't we get going out to the train station and catch our train up the mountain.
Cusco sits 13,000 feet above sea level, and as we walk to the train station, it's easy to appreciate the unique culture of the people of the Andes Mountains. As it turns out, our train derailed the day before, so we decided to take the bus from Cusco to a town called Ollantaytambo. Just as we approached Ollantaytambo, our bus was detained because the riot control police had arrived just before us to defuse a delicate political situation. We were only 1 mile away from the train station, but our fearless bus driver presented us with a creative option. We got off the bus and walked back a short distance. From there, we would be able to walk along the tracks the rest of the way to the station. We finally made it to the train that would take us in the rest of the way towards Machu Picchu. This journey is like the journey of life. By putting our faith in God, we can all someday reach our final destination, heaven. We've finally arrived to a little town called Aguascalientes that sits along the edge of the violent river Urubamba. From here, we will take the last bus that will go winding up the mountain and take us right to Machu Picchu.
Welcome to Machu Picchu. We have made it on our long journey up from Cusco, and we finally arrived here at Machu Picchu behind me. As you can see, it's a little bit cloudy today, but that's typical during this time of year. It's the rainy season. So let's not wait any longer. Head down to Machu Picchu and check out these fascinating ruins. The entrance to Machu Picchu is through this door. The Incan Trail leads through this door, all through the Andes Mountains, and eventually leads through this door. This is how we get into Machu Picchu.
Thousands of steps connect the different areas of the ruins, many which were carved right into the underlying rock.
One of the highlights of Machu Picchu is the Temple of the Sun, which is right here behind me. There's a lot of neat architecture that happened up there, stone carving, and mysterious rocks that still nobody knows to this day what they are.
One of the rocks is called the Sacred Rock, thought to have been used as the emperor's throne.
Machu Picchu was discovered in 1911 by a professor from Yale University. He found it here in the Andes Mountains, at the time covered in overgrowth and barely visible.
The ruins amazed the world as being one of the only pre-Columbian ruins found nearly intact. Experts marveled at the highly crafted stonework in the temples and buildings that housed nobility, stones that were precision cut to fit each other.
Here in the Andes Mountains, one of the types of local fauna you will mostly find is the llama. They do all sorts of things with llama hair, and they're very, very commonly found throughout the mountains of the Andes region, here in Peru, Machu Picchu.
The llama has become an icon of the Andes. Depicted on the Peruvian flag, this member of the camel family has similar characteristics, such as high thirst tolerance and endurance, making it an important transport animal of the Andean plateaus and mountains.
The Incan people lived basically on farming and herding, and throughout this famous ruin you will find terraces everywhere. Now, since this place is so hilly, the Incan people had no choice but to invent terraces to help them out in their farming.
The terraces were designed to provide flat ground to grow crops, as well as to conserve and protect soils from eroding. The terraces were also designed in conjunction with an aqueduct system that watered their crops. Many mysteries of the lost city will never be solved, but Machu Picchu will always be one of the most unique cities of our civilization.
When I travel away from home to visit these neat, unique places, I do miss my home. But you know what? This is really not my home. My home is in heaven. This is a temporary place that we're living in. And when Jesus comes to save us, He's going to take us to our real home, the home that He's preparing for us up in heaven. And as we visit these ruins today, I'm reminded of that, because these ruins were once a home for people, the Inca Empire, and now it's been abandoned and left for ruin. That same thing is going to happen here on this earth. So I invite every one of you here today to accept Christ and to accept His sacrifice so that we can all be saved and go to heaven, to our true home. Thank you for being with us today here on the Nature of God in Nature from Machu Picchu, Peru. My name is Rich Aguilera. We'll see you next time.